All right, let's dig into this affordability. It's a new word, as the president says. Meeting there with Zohran Mamdani in the White House, and obviously that drove Mamdani's campaign, and they had a discussion, and they talked about this, about the idea of how affordable our cities are, obviously, especially New York. And housing is a huge, huge part of this. More than half of New Yorkers are what they call rent burdened. What does that mean? Well, they spend more than 30% of their income on their rent. See the numbers, 2013, 2023, 52%. So it's a high, high number. It's been a problem for many, many years. Tommy Aiello joins us. Tommy's Senior Director of Government Affairs, National Taxpayers Union. And it's, there's all kinds of solutions. By the way, I have a map here on the tablet I'll bring up about where New York ranks. I mean, this is a problem around the country, but New York, it's just more pronounced when they say you got to make 145,000 or so. See how much higher that is than D.C. in order to afford the rent. And, we looked at that rent burden already. If you want to know the most affordable places in the country, there's cities, as you see here, like Austin, Texas, and Oklahoma City, and on. But the least affordable, New York, is gonna pop up there at number 3, right after Miami and L.A. All right. So this idea of what to do about it, it was interesting. Trump said that he actually liked some of Mamdani's thoughts, which surprised some people.
Yeah, it was surprising to me as well. Look, they're both right. They both identified the most important factor for people, and that's affordability. Housing prices are through the roof. Grocery prices are out of control, and electricity prices are just as bad. So I think now that we've identified the problem, how do we solve it? We need to make sure we get government out of the way, reduce those barriers, and encourage more businesses and developers to come in and actually put shovels in the ground and put the homes and apartments up.
Yeah, supply on housing, if you think, did you hear what Trump said about that? Because he said that in the meeting, and Mamdani didn't correct him or anything, he said, because, there's been all this stuff about freezing the rent that Mamdani's been focused on, but Trump said something to the effect of the real issue is we just need more housing. We need more supply. And he said that Mamdani agrees with him on that the other stuff gets too much attention.
Yeah, I'm sure he agrees with him, but at the end of the day, what Mayor-elect Mamdani, his recipe is a recipe for fewer housing. He wants to expand rent control. In the past, he's talked about taking private homes, private apartments, and putting them in the hands of the state. That's not a recipe to build more. Let's cut the regulations, cut the red tape, encourage capital to come in, and I promise you rents will come down over the long term.
The other comment I think that people who agree with you would have picked up on early in the commentary was when the president says, oh, he'll change. We all change. I've changed. Everybody changes. And one of the things about Mamdani, whether he changes or not, how much he can actually get done, whether it's the need for federal funding from Washington, probably through the Congress, not the president, but you get the point, or from Albany, the state capital of New York. It might be hard, and he might be forced to change in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, funding is not the issue. The federal government gives New York City $7.5 billion every single year for affordable housing. Just because you send more money to the area doesn't mean you're going to get more apartments or housing units out of it. That's why it's so important. End the rent control. There's this new law that says if you have over 100 units of housing, you have to pay construction workers significantly more. You're seeing a flood of permits come through just for 99 units, so that one below that 100. So it's these government policies that create these inefficiencies in the market. Just get government out of the way. Build the homes. It's not that difficult.
Tommy, thanks. Tommy Aiello with us. Okay, as we take